First time I met Fred, it was in the cipher. I pride myself on ciphers, and that motherfucker, man, he set that joint on fire, man. It was just like I was trying to understand how this guy, because back then, like you had to have at least 10, 15 of them. So like a lot of times the guys that weren't good would tap out after like 4. Me and this man went for like 15, 20 rounds, and it was just like, all right,
But
man, stop, B. Can you just stop?
just stop.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but he was one of those guys that didn't know how to stop.
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard. Told Jim I need a bomb I could drop on you niggas. Bad boy, I'm never gonna stop for you niggas. I don't give a fuck who you got is the illest. I solidify my spot with gorillas. Now I'm rock with you niggas.
I had a Mac, he had a gat as well. He was selling crack, so from the back I blew his back on the back of his cell. Circle back, put it back on the shelf. Bring something bigger back that look like the back of an elf.
episode 45. We back.
When I
Unfortunately,
come back like Jordan, wearing the 4-5.
we got some bad news today, man. We lost a friend, a phenomenal lyricist, a father, a great dude, man. Just a great dude. Anytime I was ever in his presence, it was always positivity. It was always about progress. Fred the Godson, rest in peace. He passed away today due to corona. There were also some compounded health issues he had, and he's been fighting for years. And we lost one of the best, one of New York's finest.
Back.
So I want to take this time out. I want to take this time out to just celebrate his life. It's a terrible loss, man. But Fred, may God bless your family, give them the strength to get through this unfortunate loss. Help him out, show him a way. I'm looking at his picture right now. It's like damn, son.
And what's so shocking is, I've heard a lot of people getting sick and a lot of people recovering and things like that. So when I did see initially Fred get sick, it was like, yo, you know what I mean? It wasn't as alarming.
Right.
It was like, yo, I know
he's gonna be all right. That's what I thought too.
Back home with his family. So for that happening, waking up and seeing that this morning, it was just a shock because I didn't expect that at all. Like, yo, come on, And I had my own family member who went to the hospital, came home, and they're okay, and who's older. You know what I'm saying? So that was just tough to hear.
Especially because there was word that he was getting better. That's the last I saw of it. To say, he's starting to recover. So it's like, all right. So it seems like this virus, it gets better and then it gets worse.
Man, I feel like when you go to the hospital, whenever you go to the hospital, whenever you're around other sickness, it feels like it just like it grows, like it latches, and that I know that's the place you're supposed to be,
right?
But I was recently sick. I feel like I had a form of it, and I was terrified to go to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm gonna get sicker if I go to that building.
That's what makes it scary.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
To even seek help where we supposed to seek help. Cause niggas is dying at the place we supposed to get help. Or niggas willing to risk staying at home and toughing it out.
Right.
Because niggas ain't making it out the hospital, bro.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now I got a whole
that stayed home.
I got a whole bunch of people here. I got a whole bunch of people here who want to pay their respects. You know, to Fred, and I'm sure other people are dealing with corona situations on their own. To everybody out there that's been everybody that's lost somebody behind this shit, man. Like, I really want to reiterate: wear your mask, wear your gloves, take care of yourself, eat healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't I don't want to take no more L's, son. I don't want to take no more L's, son. This is getting whacked, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the hospital, to add to what y'all saying about the hospital, you got people that's working in there that don't want to catch it. How much care you think? I'm not to say
Yo,
all of them are like that, but
yeah, you can't do
it's a
that.
scary situation for anybody working in there. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a family or somebody in mind, it's like, how much care or how much can you really put into that situation, knowing that your own life is at risk? You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah.
I seen, nurses quitting and on social sites speaking about how they don't want to deal with it. That's a bit discouraging.
Yeah.
But it seems like those nurses are quitting due to lack of help. Like, it's not because of lack of desire to want to help the people. It's like they don't have the proper equipment, or they work in 16-hour shifts. That's a lot to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Or it's just like that they've been working so much that now their co-workers are sick. So the ones that they're working with are getting sick, and they're like, it lasts. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know people that said already, like, there's like 6 floors where where all these nurses work, and
and
4 of the floors,
right?
4 of the floors are flooded, where the nurses that are on that floor are all sick. So there's only like 8 nurses left in the whole place.
That's crazy.
But it's a little different for y'all because y'all numbers, like the numbers in New York, are so high that they're asking for other nurses throughout the country to come and help y'all. So it's a little different for y'all than it is for the rest of the country. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason.
My man just told me that 88% of people who put on ventilators in hospitals died.
Yeah, I'm straight on that. I'm straight on that.
88%.
I also,
88%, man.
Yo, I just heard today they saying something about if they're not properly trained how to service you with the ventilators, like it's gonna fuck it up. Like, you have to know certain settings and understand what type of intake those lungs are taking if they're already damaged, for them to be able to, for the lungs and able to get stronger, and for the body to calm down. And if you don't know what you're doing, you could just be like still choking them and stuff like that. Like, I'm in the pressure, I guess, or whatever. So they're saying that people have to be properly trained on how to service these people, understand what percentage their lungs are working at, and then administer it. You get what I'm saying? There's levels. So it's like, I didn't know nothing about that. And I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, well, that makes perfect sense. You know what I'm saying? If my lungs aren't pumping oxygen, if my lungs aren't pumping oxygen and you got something on full blast, you still might not be able to take it. You don't got no time to exhale. You get what I'm saying? It's like, fuck.
Yo, niggas
and
gotta
there's people
be
staring
mindful,
monitors and all that too, right? There's people staring ventilators and shit.
All right. Prayers go out to Meg and his family also. We got a call last night about
who?
Meg.
My man Meg from Sunset. It's a good brother. Very good brother.
Very good.
And
he's in the Daily News today too. If y'all didn't know, they made an article about him in the Daily News online.
A word?
Yeah.
This shit is discouraging me from praying. Fucking shit ain't working, nigga.
Well, Fred was at
dying, bro.
Yeah, Fred was at like last week he was at 70%, and as of Sunday, and Monday, he was at 20% on his ventilator. So, you know, out of this healthy, he was expected to come out of this like everyone who potentially may have gone into the hospital and come out healthy. However, his kidneys failed him, and that was the cause of it. We knew that he had asthma symptoms, and, you know, anybody
knows
has
Fred
known
that.
Fred for years knows he's dealt with asthma. But his kid last night, and you know, he succumbed earlier today. You know, that was the text messages that I got, because I had took a nap. I woke up and I had saw so many text messages asking me really close to the situation, and that was the message that I had gotten back. That his kidneys had failed last night early.
Damn.
And it was pretty much nothing that could be done.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, man.
I met Fred through Clark Kent. Clark believed in both of us, and we met at Ding Dash's label after Rockefeller split up. And I was like, damn, this nigga's nice. He's nice. Like, we went a couple rounds. We're not battling, but just like spitting bars. And I was like, yo, son is different. Son is different. Right? That stop flow and all that, like the pausing and all. Yo, son, he was different, bro. He was different. And I always felt like Fred would be one of those guys when he started getting played on the radio and everything. I was happy for him. I was like, yeah, son, go, son. You know what I mean? Like, get it.
Now, a lot of people don't know
he became one of the best lyricists from New York.
Yeah, and that was a 10-year grind. Like, I had heard about him in 2002, and you know, it was the same thing. Like, I remember you, Matt, talking about how you had heard about Fred. He's from the Bronx, and it's like, yo, who is this Fred, the Godson guy? Right. And it wasn't until I saw him on Hood Life Cyphers, and I was like, and you know, Fred was my man, but I was like, this dude look a little weird, you know. But then when he started rhyming, it was just like, oh, this guy is really good. You know what I'm saying?
He's a monster.
He was a monster, yo. He was a monster.
He was a monster, son. He was a monster. The night that we recorded Punchline Festival, I kept checking on Fred. I wanted to know what Fred was saying on this record. I was like, yo, Fred, you done? He was like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, yo, Fred, let me hear what you got, son. You ain't about to smoke me on this record, Fred. You're not about to smoke me on this record, Fred. Let me hear what you got, son. Yo, he got up to the Noah.
Named Cortez, known to do the math.
Do the math well.
Holler, your DNA on the last.
He's on the last shell.
He said, I got that butter that Aunt your mama, something and let it pour out like Aunt your mama.
Aunt your mama, yeah.
Yeah, he said, fuck it, like Noah, I'm gonna flood it. And he said,
yeah,
like Noah, I'm gonna flood it.
Flood it. That was the line that he got to. He read up until that part, and I was like, ah, shit. Damn, I can't change my verse now. I just posted that. I just posted a clip of that song. Yeah.
Right on my IG today, man. And a lot of people don't even know DNA engineered that session for us.
Yeah, that's a fact. DNA and Charlie.
Awesome. Speaking of engineering, you know, Fred was not only a business owner. He owned his own studio, Blockwork Studios.
Blockwork, shout out to Blockwork, shout out to the twins.
Multiple studios.
You know, I didn't know multiple.
I mean, like, they always moved around, nigga. They always.
Oh yeah, they moved around, right.
Spots. It wasn't like he had one studio, and that's it. Nah, like they was moving like a real company. Like, we got a new location. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, you're right. But he engineered a couple of sessions for me. You know what I'm saying? We did a couple records, and I was like, oh, you know how to work Pro Tools, you know, because we as rappers, we just want to rap, get in, get out. You know what I'm saying? Like he knew his way around Pro Tools. You know what I'm saying? And when I went up to check him, you know, we did some records that he never put out. But you know, he wasn't just a rapper. He was also an entrepreneur and he was an engineer. Yo, that's incredible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look,
I recorded Only God Could Judge Me in Fred's studio.
Yeah.
Wow.
Charlie Clips engineered the session.
That's
hey, Mickey, fuck all that. Just want to be a rapper, nigga. Until you get that engineer bill, until you get that fucking invoice from the engineer, and they tell you they charge you $30 an hour. You better learn how to do it yourself.
Facts. For
real.
Seeing Charlie and Fred like that inspired me to learn.
Fred taught me in block work.
Hey, I taught you too, Cortez. I taught you too.
But he had the equipment first.
Yeah, facts.
Matt can't help himself. Matt can't help himself, Cole. He can't help himself, Cole.
You know what I'm saying?
I still ain't learned that shit yet. That's something I want to learn. I be telling myself all the time. That's what I got to get.
The smartest shit I ever learned. It's the smartest shit I ever learned how to do.
It's not as hard as it seems as long as you do it consistently.
It's really not. Yeah, it's really not.
Yeah.
Maybe mixing is a whole different thing, but engineering, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now they got apps. Now they got apps that you just upload the song and it masters it for you.
So why don't you know? And why like how everybody their first interaction with meeting Fred? You know what I'm saying? Like their very first time meeting him and you know experiencing his aura. You know what I'm saying?
I think I'm the only person who never physically met Fred. I actually started. I was actually we spoke on the internet because I was like a fan, and he had this joint called King Kong, and he had this one line in there that was like he said something about 90210. You compare me to like 9 O's, 210.
210.
210. Yeah, that was fire.
Fire. Look, and I instantly
Fred's an animal.
I instantly jumped on the internet like, hey, nigga, you are good.
Hey, that's fire.
Like, nigga, that's good. It's so simple,
fire.
but it's so effective. It's so simple and effective. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, we actually never met in person, but you know what I'm saying? We conversed and chopped it up on the net.
You know what's crazy, Marv? He pulled up to our battle when me and you.
When I smoked you?
He pulled up.
Oh boy.
He pulled up, right?
Right.
He pulled up. He couldn't find parking. Me and you was about to go on. He was like, damn, I can't find parking. He said, he went to go look around or whatever like that. And Beasley called me in or whatever like that. But he was definitely there. You would have met him that day because he definitely pulled up that day.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yo, me and Fred had an argument one time over a bar. My first mixtape, my very first mixtape, is not even out. You can't find that shit no place. But I used to go around, give it to people I fuck with.
ACMD?
Nah. It was called Meat Math. Pause.
It was called Rap War 2.
Yeah, he said pause for Meat Math.
Yo. But I had a line on the joint. I had a line on it where I said, I put the eagle to the back of your head like a quarter. And then years later, I heard Fred say the same line. And I was like, yo, Fred, you got that from me, son. He was like, nah, what you talk about? He was going back on the phone. And we just talked it up to like genius minds think alike. But it just goes to show like that was one of the lines that I thought up. I was like, oh, this is fire. But Fred would have like one of those, he would have like 6 of those in one verse, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
like
nonstop. It's like every bar is continuous. That's one of my favorite things when I became a fan of Fred. The first time I heard him was on like one of the cable channels that played like rap music, and I was just like, "Who the fuck is this Fred the Godson nigga?" And years later, once I created, my company, I met him, I think like 2014 at Diamond District Studios in the city, 1674 on 53rd Street, and I got to like chill with him, watch him go through a whole session. Just like going at it, like I'm like, yo, this nigga is like dope, and
you got to see the piano keys. And you got to see the piano keys.
You don't
whenever Fred was in the studio, he'd be like this.
Yeah, like
the piano keys, son. The piano keys, like out of nowhere, like, yo, son.
Yeah, but nah, he showed a lot of love though, man. He showed a lot of love. He gave me an interview. It was just like, yo, and throughout the years, always been able to link with him, and he's always been open. I just always wanted to see him get in that ring because that's always my question. Like, yo, Fred, what's good, my nigga? You trying to, what I'm saying? Fred likes. They just gotta come to me correct, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I could tell if he got into battle rap shit, he'd probably say some of the coldest lines.
Fred wanted. He wanted like 50. Like Mickey. All right.
Fred would have been the first dude that really came in cooking.
Did anybody ever witness a Fred the Godson battle? Any of y'all ever saw a Fred the Godson battle live in person, or was there to see him battle anybody?
I actually might have a Fred the Godson.
You have the footage?
Hood Life Cyphers.
Wow.
Yeah, Hood Life Cyphers.
That's dope.
I keep a lot of stuff from everybody that I ran into. So like,
I see that.
One of Mav's,
I see that.
I got one of Mav's old mixtapes. I got an old Charlie Clips mixtape.
Oh.
Yo, what was that mixtape you had with your hand?
Yeah, with the blood on my hands. That was Going for Blood.
You was on your DMX shit?
Yeah, son. Heavy, son. I was on a couple like this with the blood. Crazy.
I still have that mixtape.
Wow. Yeah. You sent me the picture. I was like, yo, that's crazy. I don't got that. I don't got that mixtape.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But yeah, I have a Fred the God battle. Like, he went like 6-7 rounds. It was just non-stop, B. Like, it was.
Boss for days.
Yeah, he battled Clip.
He cooked Clip.
Clip said that was his first battle.
That's fine. I didn't even know that.
He cooked. Yo, Mick, you say cooked them?
Cooked them. He cooked Clip. But he also, Fred also has the footage to that.
Oh, wow.
Well. Like, I asked him, and I begged him for years to put it out. Like, when I say years, I mean, like, I begged for years. That's literally what he would always say.
Yo, your mic is cutting in and out, bro. You got, I don't know, you connected to the Wi-Fi? I say that all the time, but I don't even know if that has something to do with it.
Yeah, it do, because you see the Wi-Fi.
You think it's the headphones? Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
It was probably my headphones. My fault.
Okay.
But yeah, I would beg Fred all the time to put that footage out. And he would always say, nah, I don't want to do that to Clips. I don't want to do that to Clips. I'm not going to put that footage out. And I would be like, man, we need to see that. Be like, that's something. Because, I told him that, especially after we did our recaps for Summer Madness, because people was on Fred head for his opinion. So I would be like, yo, you gotta put this footage out so that people know that, yo, like, I don't have to do it, but I can do this. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you would never want to put that footage out.
Right.
Yeah, I remember walking into Summer Madness 1. The first person that asked me if I was all right was Fred. Fred just took a look at me. He was like, yo, son, you all right? You good? I was like, yeah, playing it off. I'm good. I'm straight. He was one of the first. And then when I came off stage, Mickey, you and Fred, wait, that, mute your mic, Mickey, I can hear you crying.
Oh, my fault. Hold on, I'm muted. I'm still getting used to this.
All right. So Mickey and Fred was the first people that came up to me. They was like, Fred was like, yo, that Aquemini line was fire. So he definitely was the type of person to find like the positive, the good in what you did. Because the rest of the battle was terrible. The rest of the shit was terrible.
He was like,
but that was the first thing that he said. That Aquemini line was fire. And I remember feeling like, yeah, at least Fred liked it. I got no reaction, but at least Fred liked it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just showed like my shit was genius level. Not everybody could get it. You know what I'm saying? I was hyped about that. Word.
I don't even remember the first time I met him, but he was always at like showcases and shit. He was always like the main event, you know, where everybody had to pay to get in, but you know, they used all that money to pay Fred.
Right.
So he would come in, kill it. But the first time I think I got to kick it with him was in South by Southwest. When we was out there, and he was just mad dope. Him and the twins. That's the first time I really got
to the twins, man.
Yeah, they was always like a trio to me. Like every time I seen Fred, he was with the twins. And they was always, you know, doing their thing. And out there, I'm like, yo, Fred, man, good to see you, man. You dope. And he like, nigga, you dope. Like, I be seeing your shit. Like, so then after that, you know, it was probably like a couple years after that. I was like, yo, let me see if I'm still fresh in Fred's mind. I called up the twins like, yo, son, I need a record, son. What's good?
Yeah.
It was like, Fred right here. You want to talk to him? I'm like, hell yeah. Put him on the phone. I'm like, yo, I need this verse, son. What's up? It was like, I got you. He said that shit like in 5 minutes. And I was like, you just gave me some old shit, son?
Yeah, what he said? He was in there like this.
Yeah, he killed it. Because he, you know, I know it wasn't old because he rapped about the hook. And then he was, you know, he was like, I hit Misfit on the celly. Said she gonna make her put it in the mouth like I can Nelly. I was like, all right, this is fire. So crazy shit is I didn't put the record out because I was like, damn. He spit so good on it.
Hold on. He had an Akinelli line?
Yeah.
Genius minds think alike, Core. Remember the Akinelli line from the 2 and 2? Crazy, man. That's crazy.
The crazy shit is like I ain't put it out because now after he killed it, the hook was trash. My verse was trash. I was like, nah. I gotta redo this shit. So what's even mind blowing is I was just going through Pro Tools sessions and I found this session and I'm like, oh, I'm taking his vocals and putting it on some new shit.
Yeah, right.
Then when I see this shit, I'm like, yo, get the fuck out of here.
You still gotta put that outfit. You gotta put that out.
Hell yeah, for sure. Cause he killed it. Killed enough to make me change the whole record. Like
I remember
I met that nigga back Blockwork Studio when I first met him, but I got put on a nigga back in the day. I used to collect the DVD. I had this shit called On the Come Up. Remember the On the Come Up?
I remember On the Come Up.
And he was on that shit. He had to the freestyle one of the shit. That was the first time I saw the nigga. Like, and then it seemed like once I saw him, I started hearing his name more and more. Then I started running the niggas who knew the nigga. And then like my nigga Bugs. And
Bugs. Bugs used to be up at Blockwork all the time.
I went up to Blockwork with time. That's when I met him. I met the nigga at Blockwork, and then I met him one time. The day Head Ice and Tech 9 battle, he was up there too.
Yeah, that was his studio. They did it at Blockwork.
And funny story is it's crazy day. I battled Cortez on that little
Quest, what up?
Fuse.
What up?
What up?
Yeah,
what up,
Cortez on some Fuse TV shit. And he came up to me after the battle. He was like, yo, I came for Core, but you smoked.
Yeah.
Nigga told me
Yo,
I called Core. Swave
said you couldn't put hot words together with alphabet soup. He said some shit like that. It was only like a 30-second round. He said that and the whole bill. I said, fuck Swave get that from? We supposed to be cool.
You said you don't be punching like that, Swave. That was fire though. That was fire.
First time with hit in the building, son.
Yeah, I never forgot that line. That's one of them shits. You be like,
what happened?
Yo,
I never
you know
forgot
what's
that
crazy?
bar.
I don't even think I saw the battle. I just think I heard Cole say, "Yo, you already know what this nigga said."
Yeah, that line to me is like crazy.
What?
But the first time I met Fred was at the Pyramid. Huh? You breaking up?
Go ahead.
Swave, you breaking up?
All right, well, Swave come back. But first time I met Fred was at Pyramid during the man up phase. Niggas is thinking that we lit in there.
That's what I said.
Fred comes in as the celebrity open mic performer. I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga?
Right.
Bodied it, and then we did a cipher outside. And when we did the cipher outside, it was a DVD called What's Really Hood. And the What's Really Hood DVD, that's the first footage I ever was on anything like a DVD.
Too.
Yeah, and Fred, they did that for Fred. Like they recorded the cipher, and it was like they went there for Fred, and that was like the first time niggas got some light. You get what I'm saying? From there, we just seen them mad times, and then when I started going to block work, I damn near was living in block work. I could stay there.
Facts. Y'all used to be up there all the time, son. All the time.
And they never would access. Like it was all like, yo, we in here, we moved as a unit. And that was crazy to me because I never understood unlimited studio time before. Like people don't understand. Like Fred, that was a 24/7 operation. People just come in there, features. You know how many people I met just being there? Like it was crazy. I was like, damn, like everybody comes here. You get what I'm saying? And you start realizing how business was conducted. You get what I'm saying? Like that's how like you start seeing Remo come over. Then I realized Remo is fucking this nigga from Paid in Full, like the Sonny. You get what I'm saying? And then I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, then you meet Buddha, and then you start meeting everybody. That's how I met Dior, Axel, all these people. And I'm like, damn, this nigga, like, he opens the doors for everybody too. Like, that's another thing. Like, knowing Fred, you get in the loop.
Yeah.
You get in the loop. You get what I'm saying? And it's always love. Like, you don't hear people talk bad about Fred. And that's hard to do as long as you've been in the for to not have no stains on you. For nobody to say, oh, he did me dirty. Nah, what? Yeah. That's, like, you see the love he getting today? It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Now we can, Swave. Yeah, now we can.
Yeah.
What's that Nokia your ass got?
Freezing.
I ain't got no Nokia.
You was playing Snake.
Tyson. What up, Tyson?
What up, man? Let me see your fist.
When we gonna spar, Tyson?
Like, what up?
When we gonna spar? Put it up. Put it up.
You want to spar?
Oh,
you got that cross. Yeah.
Oh.
Gang.
Yeah, he got big, man.
Go ahead, go play, man.
First time I met Fred, it was in the cipher. You know, I pride myself on ciphers, and that motherfucker, man, he set that joint on fire, man. It was just like, I was trying to understand how this guy, because back then, you know, like you had to have at least 10, 15 of them. So like a lot of times the guys that weren't good would tap out after like 4. Me and this man went for like 15, 20 20 rounds, and it was just like, all right,
Right.
man, stop, B. Can you just stop?
Just stop.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but he was one of those guys that didn't know how to stop, man. You know, and it was always love. That was my first time meeting Fred. Yeah, that was my first time meeting him in a cipher.
What was his biggest record? Y'all think? Is it the Too Fat?
It might be. It's So Crazy. I think So Crazy might have been his biggest.
So
record.
Crazy, yeah. And the funny thing is, So Crazy was like 2 years old before it even came out. It's crazy.
He had a record.
How you doing, man?
He had a record.
Man, I'm just soaking up the knowledge, man. I ain't know Fred like that. I met him a couple times around the way and, paid respect back and forth or whatever, but I ain't never like sitting shopping with him. So I'm just a fly on the wall, man, just listening, man. The way y'all talk about him remind me of how we talk about our homies.
Yeah.
Listening.
He had a record that that was on his Bronx Back Out mixtape that I have. I still have Fred's first mixtape, man. Like when he was with TBM, it was him. I forgot the other dude that was with him.
Yeah.
But they had the record Vodka and Milk. They had a couple other
Virginia
records.
Slim.
Virginia Slim, yes, Virginia Slim. Virginia Slim.
Boy came in the clutch, like
Cortez, no. Shout out to my man showing up. But
I met Slim too, yeah.
He had this record on there called I Am. And I talked about it briefly on Twitter today. This record called I Am was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Fire. What he was saying, like, yo, I'm like Foxy, Ill, Nana, or I'm like Nas' first album, or, like he was comparing himself to the greats.
I remember that record. That's crazy.
So that record, like, it landed in Lenny S' hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when it got to Lenny S, y'all know Lenny S, like, he's like Jay-Z best friend. So, like, word around the hood it got around, like, yo, Fred meeting with Jay.
Yeah.
So, me, I'm still coming up. I'm like, damn, this nigga got a meeting with Jay?
Yay, facts. I remember hearing about that too, son. That's
Bro,
crazy.
that news traveled all the way to Brooklyn, son. Because niggas heard, like, some about to be on. Like,
but it was after that, like, Jay heard that record and wanted to work with him after that record. Like, that record was so crazy. Like, that was a fire record. Fire.
I'll tell you something. There's a line that fucking Fred said, yo, man, just say that. I'm not gonna say who, but he said one of the greats hurt one of my bars, and one of the greats used one of my bars, Cole. And I'm like, who said one of your bars? And he's like, when you hit a tape, you'll know, Cole. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, who used his bar? And then you know what I mean? The nigga was like, so close a courtside I could trip a referee. And I said, Fred, you said that first? He was like, go check the old mixtapes, man. Just go check the old mixtapes. So courtside I could trip around, and he dead ass. And I was like, oh shit.
That's a line. That's the line.
He had tons of those joints.
Yo.
And everyone knew he had a meeting with Hov, so niggas
everybody.
Was like, wait a minute, that really happened. And he really said that line. So I'm like, he not capping right now.
Yo, that meeting with Hov,
crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, Cole, that meeting with Hov hurt my soul, B. And I love Fred. That joint hurt me, B. I was like, damn, this nigga met with Hov?
Yo, he said Hov used to hit him up.
I believe
he said Hov used to hit him. Talking on text. You had Hope on the text. It's crazy. It's crazy. Damn.
Hey, man. You know, the fucked up thing is, man, also, it's like, with this shit, with everybody, nobody can get, like, a proper send-off, a proper funeral, nothing like that. One of my man's parents just passed away, and they just called him up and was like, you could do a 1-hour funeral service. That's going to be like a couple racks. And you only can have like 5 people there. or we just gonna put them in an urn and give you and pay us $700 to do it?
Are they live streaming?
Just come and pick up the urn. That's it. Like you might not even know it's your. You know what I'm saying? Like they just give you an urn, $700. I'm like, this is crazy.
Are they live streaming funerals? Are they doing that here?
Yeah, they had to do one today. I had to do one earlier.
Yeah.
Wow.
My condolences, call. My condolences, call.
Yeah, my condolences also.
Likewise.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
My condolences, bro.
Man, it's wild out. Man, this shit is scary, low key. Like he's like, I know y'all in the y'all, and we done got hit crazy too.
How's
like
it out over there?
Man, we got like the hood I grew up in, where my store at, Mick Swave. That neighborhood is the highest concentration of COVID in Michigan. My old neighborhood.
Wow.
A couple of my homies still passed. My my homie P, he was I had a homie, he was at the gas station getting some whatever he was getting, and a dude came in there to get some blunts, and he had a homie in the front seat of his minivan, and he had he was getting like a 6-pack, and he was telling them how our funeral home was full and we couldn't, like they were sending people, like they had sent somebody from the hospital and they taking a body, like they were storing bodies at the funeral home. They got full, and he was like, "Man, it's a body in my. I got one in my van now. I'm taking up to the hospital." Wow. And he was like, "What?" And he like, "Yeah, I got one in the ride. I'm taking to the hospital." Dude opened the back of his van. Man, it's a body bag. Just in a regular van, bro. Unzipped the body bag. Like, man, I ain't lying, man. Look. Zipped it back up.
Wow.
But it's to the point like you got a nigga that's stopping at the store to get blunts and beer with a body in the back of the whip.
Yeah, how can that be normal? How can that?
They ain't got nowhere to put them. They ain't got no way to transport them. So maybe he worked at the hospital or at the funeral home, and all the hearses were whatever. So I don't know, but like.
Nigga, if I was a relative to that body, I'll beat this shit out that nigga. You showing off my relative at a gas station and shit, nigga. Like
you ain't never gonna know.
To prove your story.
You ain't never. That's the thing. You never gonna know.
But how true it is? Like, how true is it that they doing like the first trials and vaccinations in Detroit? Is that true?
I don't know. I got a homie that work at Beaumont Hospital here. He only tell me like what he see or whatever. He'll hit me up like just to kind of relieve himself like of the stress, just to kick it or whatever. And he's like, man, it's 9 a.m. I just saw 15 bodies. It's 9 a.m. But he hasn't talked to me about none of the vaccines or nothing like that.
That's crazy.
By law, they can't do human trials, but man, ain't no
over there in that area. You talk about this heavy car.
You say what?
Say it again, Swave. Swave.
I said my uncle live over there in that area.
Yeah.
Straight to that, my uncle live over there.
That's the highest area. 48235.
They got 18-wheeler trucks full of bodies. It's starting to be like regular just to see dead bodies, which is crazy.
Listen,
but people still, you know, I seen people still like, they still having barbecues in Cali and shit like that. I don't know how crazy it is over there, but man,
I ain't fucking around.
This shit is serious.
I had the unfortunate pleasure of being in jail for a couple of days. It's some bullshit I got to deal with, and the way they're treating the prisoners in there, like there was a nurse going around testing everybody, and she wasn't cleaning nothing off. She was just going from person to person with the same shit. And I said something to one of the COs, and he was like, "Yo, miss, you're not gonna clean that off. You're not gonna wipe it off before you put it on somebody else." She was like, "Yo, it don't matter if somebody get it on a tear, they all got it." And I'm standing there like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Like, and it's unfortunate because right now there's some places that don't got no bail. There ain't no bail, son.
Yeah, so did they test you or like what did she do?
Yeah,
Give you something new?
She put this shit on me. I asked for hand sanitizer right after. I was like, "Yo, go somebody give me some hand sanitizer." Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, because that's
crazy.
fucked up.
But they keeping everybody separate. Like, ain't no real rec. Ain't no rec hour like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a couple.
It's just lockdown all day.
If you want a 2-level tier, like this section to get let out, you got to keep your distance. Then that section to get let out, they got to keep their distance. But they'll pack everybody back in and then let like 5 other people out, and then pack them back in and let 5 other people out. You know what I'm saying? Shit crazy, man. Shit crazy. But there's people in there that's just waiting for court date. They can't get out because they ain't no bail.
That's wild.
And that's treatment you got to deal with.
That's wild.
Yeah, nah, this shit is crazy, man.
Man, my daughter,
unbelievable.
She just started school. She started school in Georgia this year or whatever.
Right.
So she where she go to school is like 4 hours outside of Atlanta, and I got people out there. So she went to stay with my people for spring break or whatever. So she wouldn't, whatever. She was supposed to catch. She was catching a bus back to Albany. They hit her up a day before she was supposed to go back to school, and was just like, "Yo, don't come home. I mean, don't come back to the dorm.
Yeah,
nobody. Wherever you at, stay there. Get home. Whatever it is, whatever. Her shit's still at the dorm. Like they hitting us up like, "Yo, we about to box it up. We about to like come get it." Or I'm like, "Yo, we can't go anywhere." Or whatever, man. I don't know. Like, when do you think y'all gonna open back up? Like, truly, like
they don't know.
Honest, for us, it's looking like June, July. It's that.
Yeah, July. I would say July.
I'm gonna say this. The reason why they saying summertime it should calm down is because this virus doesn't like hot temperatures. So if you in contact with anybody who think they might be sick or whatever, tell them to just boil a pot of garlic, ginger. Y'all know the home remedies. You ask your grandmother or ask whoever. They know the home remedies for like flus and stuff like that. Boil it in a pot. Put a towel over your head, over the pot, and breathe that in like at least 3-4 times a day to open up your chest, because that's the problem. Like, it builds up in your chest, and it makes it hard to breathe. It's like you're breathing. I don't know the medical terms, my nigga, but that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all come into contact with anybody, like, just let them know, look, you got to do this. I don't suggest anybody go to the hospital. I don't suggest nobody go to the hospital. I don't know. You might have some complications where that's a situation where you have to deal with. But if you can, man, just do your home remedies, stay in the crib, quarantine yourself, and just
focus on top of it.
I know there's like cases where you go to the hospital and they tell you to go back home.
Yeah,
you're not sick enough.
If it's not severe or it's not crazy, it's like, yo, they'll just tell you to go back home and just quarantine yourself.
Man,
yeah, they told a couple people I know that.
Yeah,
man, my
a lot of people. There's a lot of people that's been hit with this situation, that's been sick. It's like, yo, this shit is like crazy. It's like there's people that probably already have it, and depending on how it's spreading or how the person's body is able to handle it. So
I tell you
it's
something
a lot
even
of crazy
crazier.
shit going on. Yeah.
There's a lot of people that had cases in December, in January, and they didn't know, but they were getting diagnosed as respiratory infection, right? But it's crazy because one of my peoples, they work in Woodhull, and they was like, they went back to work like they was off for like a week because they work from home anyway. So right before the whole shit popped off, they went there. They was and his shorty works there, whatever. Now his shorty got to go to work every day. Now his shorty's saying the insurance companies are realizing all this shit that we had, like little cases in December and January, that was that because all the symptoms are matching up now from what COVID is, but they didn't have the testing.
Right.
But they can't go and contact these people to tell them quarantine. It's like, because then they got to admit that they was wrong. Medical companies, them shit could become lawsuits, all types of shit. Right. So niggas is just sitting there like, this nigga probably had it back in January. This person probably had it back in this, but they're not gonna contact because it's a whole legal thing with insurance companies and stuff. So he was saying that they told his shorty at Woodhull, they was like, they haven't come back. Don't say nothing. Like,
I mean, at this point though, like,
it's already too spread now. So it's like
nothing
it's already,
they
you don't know who.
There's no quarantine they could do to save anybody. Because I felt like in December I was sick too, like crazy sick. And I mean, they just told me I was sick. Same shit, respiratory shit. You know, I was good after it, but who knows? You know what I mean? Nobody will ever know because it's like
I know people who's tested for it and they got tested positives, but never really had no symptoms. Yeah. But they were tested positive for COVID and shit.
Like fucking Idris Elba and his wife, they had it and they was just like, "Yo, I'm not feeling anything." Like that's crazy, but that's when you're a carrier.
You ain't heard nothing about KD since, right?
Well, yeah, and that's how it's spreading the fastest because it's like at least if somebody's sick, you can know to stay away from them. But if you're not sick, it's tough because you living your life thinking, "All right, I'm good."
Nah, but consider this: the people who had it and didn't know they had it probably helped spread it because once they got better, they started walking around and doing all their regular stuff.
But
they were probably passing it on to other people.
Nah, imagine not having no symptoms.
Right.
If you got sick and then you got better, you might think twice, like, damn, I might have had that shit. But there's people legitly that nothing. They just carry it and they pass it off.
Right.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
And then there's jobs where people are positive for it and they're still telling them to come back sooner than when they said that they're supposed to come and they're saying it's okay. So that shit is weird too.
Because you're supposed to wait until you have 0 symptoms and then take 14 days to quarantine.
Yeah, so, they're not doing all that. Niggas is getting back to work after like a week.
They're not doing that.
Like dumb for that, son.
Yo, y'all heard how the big three here, the motor companies that shut down operations and all that, right?
Yeah.
So they didn't shut down because they were looking out for the people. They shut down like the unions. They got people who do like newsletters that circulate just at like GM, Chrysler, Ford, stuff like that. So it's their personal newsletter. Their newsletter is stated that somebody at Chrysler, at the Chrysler plant, had COVID. And they told him, HR told him to just go home, don't tell nobody, just go home. Now, when they were saying like, yo, they put in all these measures to make sure like everything was safe, sanitary and all that, my homie worked there. Shit, a bunch of people do. They're like, yo, ain't no hot water. They didn't get nobody masks. The whole building is metal. It's 4,000 people in this plant working within feet of each other every single day, every moment of the day.
Right.
Ventilation.
And this virus survives longer on metal.
Yeah.
And they had them working. Like when everybody else had to go home, everything was shut down, bro. Anything that was non-essential. But the car plants were still working. a group of people, a lady found out that the guy that had COVID was in her direct area, and she flipped out on the line, started acting a fool, like, no, y'all motherfuckers, no, I'm leaving. She was walking out. She walked out, and since their union, one of the people there was like, yo, in order for her not to get fired, we gotta leave. So they walked out too. So like 400 of them walked out. So now it's a union issue. They can't just fire baby girl.
Yeah.
The old heads hit them up and was like, yo, we're gonna show you how to do it so you can still get paid. They went to work the next day and didn't do anything. They clocked in and they stood at the line for 3 hours. Didn't service nothing. So then they sent them home, which is why they got their pay. Them motherfuckers had them, they don't give a fuck, man. They don't give a fuck, bro. And the majority of the people there are minorities. Like in the plant.
That's crazy. It's probably useless information, but you know, Hershey invented pretty much the union for like workers.
Hershey.
Wow.
They ain't had that shit until he started it.
Oh, I thought that was some Hoffa shit.
No.
The
Teamsters was popular for the union.
The Teamsters union was created by Hoffa. Yeah, but I don't think all unions were created by him.
No, not all unions. The concept of union.
The initial concept of what a union. Yeah.
Correct.
That's fire.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's super fire.
I don't know, man. This shit is just fucked up, man.
Yeah. We living in some ill times, though. You know what I mean? At least we hear that.
Y'all been out.
But I want to stress to people: we not gonna let this defeat us. We not gonna let this turn everybody into a bunch of paranoid, just walking the street scared to speak to people and all that shit. I'm not telling you don't go against the social distancing at all, but I am kind of wary on where everybody's mindset is gonna be when this is over.
Yeah, it's gonna affect how we socially interact with each other.
Everything. Because I was saying this to my peoples the other day, and I was like, as much as this is a virus, this shit is the most mentally, like controlling thing that we've ever experienced as like a human race and shit. Like where we all just around the world in the globe scared of this COVID, and it's just like got everybody's mind in a situation, and then we're all being pulled and controlled to do certain things. And I'm not saying whether it's right or good, or you know what I'm saying, depending on whose purpose it's for or whatever. It's like mentally, this is changing the way that we look at life, the way we moving, everything, like in a strong way that we haven't seen in a long time. So to me, I'm just watching it like, yeah, this shit is crazy. Like the way it got people looking. I be watching people when I'm driving around, and some people, they got the mask on, some people got it halfway down, some people got it, sideways or whatever. It's just like, but it's just like people are just, like, yo, we don't know what the hell's going on. We just trying to at least make sure we good from this like invisible thing that's happening. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's COVID.
Walking to the store, people's like crossing the street not to walk past me. Shit like that.
Yeah, the mental is being tested crazy right now. Hey, baby.
My God. My God.
Young Mickey.
Yeah, that's my guy right there.
Not to mention the economical hardship, right? People can't pay their mortgages. They're not working. Shit like that is what really scares me, because it's like anytime there's an economic crisis comes crime. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like if we was good and crime went down, then imagine when people can't feed their families and shit like that. And although they are doing the whole stimulus shit, that shit is not enough, boy, because mortgages alone $2,000 in New York. That's the minimum.
What there's supposed to be a freeze on that right now, as far as like a landlord can't evict you during this. A landlord can't evict you during this shit.
Yeah, everyone's not doing it. People are like protesting to make it like a fucking law. You know what I mean? But everyone ain't doing it. Like even car notes is still due, insurance is still due, I'm still paying car insurance. You know what I'm saying?
They just did a commercial.
And the bad part is like, all right, cool. They putting a hold on rent, but you still owe. So yeah, you could put a hold on it for 6 months, but if you ain't working 6 months, how you gonna come up with 6 months worth of mortgage and rent?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
On top of paying your that 7th month, the 8th month, what you're up to.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
So it's like, fortunately, I'm still getting paid, but I see other people just not having nothing. And I'm just like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, how are y'all holding up? Because at least I can still pay my bills. Like, some people's out here like, yo, like, fucking assed out. Like, they want to work. They want shit to open up and risk their health just so they could keep their livelihood. You know what I mean?
What you think about them making Georgia the first state? What you think about that?
We was talking about that, I think before you got on. We was just saying, like, it's unfortunate, especially because it's, minority base and underlying health issues and shit like that. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
What they talking about with Georgia?
They're talking about reopening.
They're gonna reopen this week, right? On Monday. By Monday, they should be.
Oh yeah, you said it earlier. Yeah, they're gonna reopen to just go back to normal.
But why not? Yeah, but not a place like Omaha or fucking
or
Idaho where there's only like 30 cases. Nah, let's see what happens in Atlanta first. Man, niggas better wake the fuck up.
They said something about starting at the barbershops and the beauty salons or something too. Something wild like that.
Son, like that's crazy. I feel like niggas is gonna be guinea pigs. That's it.
And it's like
and niggas is not disciplined either. Everyone's going crazy.
Right. So in Atlanta, who gathers the most in barbershops and salons? They wilding. You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up. And shout out to Big Mike, because Big Mike was like, I'm not fucking opening my fucking barbershop. I don't give a fuck what these niggas say.
Killer Mike.
Yeah, Killer Mike. He not open up his barbershop.
Y'all
well, like that, they could do what they want, but at the end of the day, there's two sides from what I'm hearing from y'all. There's the people who want to work, who need to pay bills to sustain their lifestyle or however they've been living, and then there's the people who's okay and kind of want to just wait until this thing is really under control. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So it's no right or wrong. Right. There's really no right or wrong with this. It's your personal choice.
Correct.
If they reopen Atlanta, if I lived in Atlanta, I'm still not going outside. Right. But I'm privileged to be able to not do that. You know what I'm saying? Correct. Some people are not. So what can you do?
Pretty much everybody got to go outside because you got to go get food eventually. You got to go get this eventually. Something's going to make you have to go outside to go take care of something that you need to survive regardless. So they're going to tell you put your gloves on and put your mask on and pray that you don't get sick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, wash your hands and sanitize and,
All right, here's a question I got for y'all. When they say New York is back open, how long you waiting before you go outside for real?
I'm waiting on the numbers. I'm waiting on the numbers, bro.
I'm waiting until they say we got 0 cases.
You trust those numbers?
0 cases.
I don't know. I don't trust the numbers.
I'm not gonna say I trust them, but I'll pay attention to them. And if they saying this many people are sick,
what was around the numbers today or yesterday? What was they saying?
The numbers today of people that died was like 446.
Just for today.
Just for today, 446 today.
446 people.
So
when we did that last episode, how many people that we was watching on TV that died in the time that since it's been around? It was like 400.
It was like 100.
Yeah.
Was it 400?
Last time I checked, total casualties was like 300,000. I haven't checked.
In New York.
Hold on. It was like it was like 6 consecutive days where there was over 700 people that died a day.
Correct.
6 days, over 700 people per day.
And today it's like 6 something.
They're gonna open this country. They're gonna open New York City like mid-June, early July. And honestly, I don't think we going out until like September, October.
And
you're
the
talking
biggest
about
spot in New York.
Our
I think
family,
the biggest borough was the
September, October.
Brooklyn. I think
But then
Brooklyn
doesn't that become flu season again? And then aren't they worried that it's gonna come right back around during flu season again?
That's what they said.
Flu season is November to like now. So if we wait until September, October, I don't know if I trust the club. And y'all know me, I'm a nigga that's always in the club. I don't know if I trust the club, son.
Yeah.
I'm being honest with you.
I'm not doing it.
I don't see me.
With you. I'm not doing
How y'all gonna battle?
I'm not doing
How niggas gonna battle?
They're
House
already
party.
back.
You go back to the table. You go back to Fight Club. Put a table in the middle.
Right. Put a table in between. Yeah.
Nobody's coming to Summer Madness and 2,000, 3,000 people.
That's not gonna be legal.
Yo, my nigga, my health is more important.
Facts.
It's not legal unless they open it up.
No, that's what I'm saying. Once they open it up, is everybody gonna be scared to go, or that's what I'm asking if they open it up?
Nah, but to be honest, the way I'm seeing like social media, I feel like people running to these places as soon as shit open up.
Yeah.
Like I
There's
see
people trying to do it now.
People, yeah. You seen the barbershop that got locked up because they was having basement parties? Like, come on.
Niggas had a 420 party and got locked up.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Wait till you start eating, boy.
They locking people up for having large gatherings officially.
Fact.
That's
didn't
crazy
Didn't they stop Casanova video shoot like last week or so? And he had the whole hood out there with him, and they're like, "Yo, what are you doing?" To Casanova. It's like, what are you doing?
As somebody who tours, man, listen, man, we not hitting the road until late 2021, early 2022.
Yeah.
At the minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would advise everybody to just kind of create some type of game plan. You know, when I was on MEO last time, I told everybody, man, focus on residual income, focus on something that you can create as a hobby
income.
And make it your thing. Like, if you're a gamer, you love video games, like, you start playing that game and have people pay you to play your game. Record it, stream it online, and do what you do. If you're on YouTube, continue to put content out, man.
Yeah. The stock market is also a good place to jump in right now. If you wanna get into passive income, you got like a net saved up or whatever, and you don't got no income coming in. There's like there's certain stocks that you could put it in, or IRAs that will keep your money increasing over time.
Yeah.
But I would advise
that would never go down. Stock that would never go down.
So
Apple,
shit is over,
Disney, Facebook. Apple, Disney, Facebook. They're lower than it usually is now, and that's something you could guarantee.
Sure, it's crazy.
Nah, Disney took a plummet though. Cause I got Disney.
What happened?
That shit took a plummet. Disney kind of fell. Cause I got
that shit
you gotta Disney gonna get hit because the movies are gonna get impacted like crazy, and they own ESPN, so ESPN is the ratings are down.
What?
All the airline stocks are down. But once
all of them. I wouldn't advise nobody to jump into that. I jumped into that early, and it just kept diving.
What are you talking about?
I think it's gonna drop. It's gonna drop for
I had United and I had Boeing, and they just kept dropping, bro. I had to jump out.
What?
Well, don't jump out because you got the point is to wait till it gets better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if you catch it,
if these companies fold, it's a wrap.
You gotta catch it right on the come up.
It's a wrap. If the company folds, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Well, you said United, nigga. That's the worst airline on the planet.
Yeah, for real. I got JetBlue and Delta.
Yeah, that's the worst airline to invest in.
I got JetBlue and Delta.
The reason being is United stocks will be lower, so it's a bigger flip when they come back. But all they got to do is go back to normal, and it's like triple your money.
Right. But like, look, I bought stock at $63 a share. right? And that was really low. It's now at 85 and it's still COVID. Imagine. Shit's gonna go to like, I predict about maybe June, July, the shit probably gonna reach $100. So like you gotta look for shit that you know is gonna make it past this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing that was trash before this even happened. Huh?
Say it again?
You can't do it with nothing that was already bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like they're just gonna do worse, and they might recover. They might recover, but like that's why I was saying, like, you know, I know Apple stock will go back up. They just fucking released another phone in a pandemic. Like, that's crazy to me. They always gonna make
Apple tough just because they price per share so high. That for you to really make some money, you gotta
drop
an obscene amount of money in there.
Yeah, I mean, but you can buy partial stocks.
Yeah.
So you can still jump in. You know, you don't got to worry about I need to buy a whole share or a share. You can buy a piece. You can buy partial stocks and still make money.
Yeah.
Oh man. Freddie.
Scary situations. But this is definitely a time where, you know, it just make me realize and value friendships and family a lot more. Because we just really just don't know nothing about how shit will go. Even before COVID, of course, we should have all been in that mind state. But sometimes it takes a tragedy to really open your mind. And I feel like, you know, with people dying and, you know, Meg in the situation he's in. And I'm like, damn, like, that's crazy for you to survive the streets, survive jail, survive all that shit.
All that.
And then fucking COVID? Come on.
What?
Come on.
That's
crazy.
Boy, go ahead, man.
Yo, Fit, I'm gonna drop out.
But we gotta do what we gotta do to keep it going. What are y'all doing to stay? What keep y'all mental at this time? Like, what are some of the things y'all doing while y'all in quarantine?
I'm chilling with my family. You know me, Fit. You know I'll be doing all day. Just be me, you know. And you know I think a lot. And to be honest, this is not for me personally. It's not. It's crazy. It definitely is. But I look at it like, man, we here, you know, to experience all of this. So whatever happens, I'm with the ride, man. It's a part of the human experience and the life experience. So, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Gene, I see you smoking again.
Yeah, you know, quarantine makes you do that type of shit. You see, I'm all extra. I'm all in my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like I started like a couple weeks ago.
Stressed. He rolled up blood.
It's not that it got me stressed. It's like I just, was doing kind of the same shit. I was like, yeah, and it was like I wasn't even mad. I was like, yo, son, weed is fire.
No.
I was like, this shit is amazing.
Fire.
My son is back. My son is back.
Say, man, weed is fire.
Yeah, it's like it was, and I swear this is the longest I ever started smoking. 4 months, and like the past like 10,
bro, we
15
were just
years
in
or
Atlanta.
something like that.
Bro, we were just in Atlanta, and you was like, "Yo, man, I don't miss it, man. I'm good. I'm like, yo, this nigga really started smoking weed." Then I see him right now, lighting the L. I'm like, "Oh, I got him. This quarantine.
Yeah. Nah,
Dumb that shit."
Tow trucks is still an essential business because this dude's getting his car towed right now in the pandemic. It's gonna cost him some bread to get that shit out.
Damn.
It's fucked up.
Nah, I mean,
you told him You told the guy right now, yo, you fucked up.
I think that's my brother, man. My brother's still towing nigga shit.
Oh, damn.
But it is. What are you doing in the pandemic, Cole?
Me, to be honest with you, I've just been in the crib. I've been writing, just trying to stay busy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I've been a topic of a lot of discussion. So I'm just trying to stay busy. You know what I mean? I could record in my crib. I write in my crib. I could film in my crib. Just stay busy, man. You know what I mean? Almost had to kill my son the other day. You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't taking it serious. Had to pull up on him real quick. You feel me? Like, but you know, besides that, man, just that's it, man. Just staying out the way. Real talk. I've been catching up on mad stuff too, like, you know, like you catch up on documentaries and stuff like that, and that's it, really. You know what I mean? Just try to expand your mind as much as you can and apply it to the music more.
Right. So about these like battles, right? These battles, are they still having? Are they having in outside battles?
I seen the Suge and the Jerry West one. That was like a one-off type of setting, I guess.
Gotcha.
But you know,
so
I mean,
it's just those two battlers and like the cam, or it's an audience too, like 5 people, 6 people.
No. From what I heard, no. From what I heard is they got sent in Ubers by themselves, and it was just the cameraman.
Got you.
I don't even think Smack or nobody was there.
Got you. You just had one with Suge. You just had a online battle with Suge, man. You wilded out on that nigga, B. How was it?
Another day at the office. That's what happened. I ain't have shit else to do. I was focused.
Nah, you did your thing, man.
Good looking, sis. You know what I mean?
No call. Still knowing that nigga recycled his round against you.
People keep saying that, but me and him battled before he battled Jerry West. So he used it against me first. I guess maybe thinking he wasn't gonna have to battle Jerry. Because remember, the day I was supposed to battle Nitty was the day he's supposed to battle Jerry, if I'm not mistaken. So he had the round. So I guess when they booked us, it was like, all right, that battle is gonna be not until we can meet up. So he just used a couple of bars. And I could tell he was throwing shots at Jerry, but, you know, it's whatever. The Brooklyn bars could apply. It's whatever. Boom. It's a quarantine battle. Right. But then I seen that he ended up battling Jerry out of nowhere. And that nigga probably was like, damn. And he probably jumped into the same bag.
Damn.
It's nasty.
So, Seva, Cody, are y'all going to get into any online battles? Do y'all got anything booked, or y'all look forward to that?
I've been I know Swave did a battle. Swave and Clean did a quarantine battle. He battled Clean.
Where?
I've been that's out. Yeah, it's on RBE, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw Swaves. We were smoking.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I gotta tell my son good night.
I smoked Clean. That's what happened.
2 QPs.
Are you gonna do any more?
I don't know. You know what though? I do want to do the one the way Charlie doing it because I like that Saga and Twerk shit.
That Saga and Twerk shit's fire.
That shit.
Dude.
I like the 2-on-2 too.
Yeah, the 2-on-2 was dope too.
Saga and Twerk, that shit was fire.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I like how they promoted it. You know, good versus evil. It was really dope.
I like the way they made it like a conversation. They made it like a conversation, but yet they were still battling. That shit was fire to me. I like that. I like the way they did that. I want to do some shit like that.
Does this time bring a little bit more creativity out of you guys, though, man?
My opinion. I think Swave should do a rematch with QP and do that same thing.
Why? Mickey gone. What happened?
My fault. What you mean? Why? I think that'd be crazy. They both did that battle 10 years ago. You know, they come back around and they talk about how they grew from that situation. They he got the thumbs down. I'm out of here.
He said, "Me and quantum physics, round 2."
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
That's funny.
So he said, "Leave it where it's at in the history books."
I'm done with that.
He said he not with it.
I'm back.
I think Math went to go get lunch.
I ain't eat for the day, bro.
And we all know what happened when you don't eat.
Hold on a second.
Hey, what's up with that?
Finger, nigga. One chicken finger.
I have my Snickers.
What you said, Quest? What you said, Quest?
Hey, Core, man, what's up, man? What you gonna do with that beat, man? What's up?
Oh, nah. Yo, I got
It's
the verse
quarantine.
laid down. I got the verse laid down. You know what? I just gotta go. I gotta re-record it now, but I can re-record it in the crib. So I can't get to the studio. But I definitely did lay it down that day. That's right.
Word. Man, I've been
Quest
that been
sent
my
me a
quarantine thing. I done fine-tuned my I really done had a chance to like sit down and like I ain't got no battles to write for, no I got some music I was working on, but like I really got to sit down and like really make a batch of beats, not just like get around to it when my life slow down or whatever. Right. They're doing this competition.
I'm still waiting on mine.
I got you. I got the batch. I'm gonna hit you up. We got
he got fire beats. Quest got beats.
What do y'all think of doing some like We Are the World record for everybody down in this pandemic shit? That shit will be released. Every single battle rapper, every single one. Don't leave not one out. It would probably be the longest track in America. But
not if y'all do 2 bars apiece.
Right. Yeah, we could do light shit. Somebody can even do a fucking ad-lib. It don't matter.
How the fuck my shit sounds so?
I don't like the 2 bars apiece. I don't like the 2 bars.
Man, it's a We Are the World record, nigga.
8 bars, man.
Mav gonna have a 24 clip for niggas. Put me last, B. Put me last.
Yo, niggas be taking me off of songs because of that, bro.
Why you be OGing?
Niggas be taking me off of songs because of that.
Big facts. Niggas do 8 bars. Niggas do 8 bars. I leave the studio. I come back. Mav got a 24. My nigga.
Shit was flowing, bro. It was flowing. What you want me to do?
I said, come on, son.
Just like we just did that Don't Rush challenge, right? Shout out to the ladies.
Oh yeah, that shit was fire too, Fit.
Hustle,
that shit was dope.
Verse, fucking Jada Ray, Norma Bates, R.I.P.
Yeah, Hustle.
Oh y'all.
Bonnie,
yeah.
Hey yo.
They killed that shit. They killed it.
Hey yo, you hear me?
Yeah,
you hear me?
Swave. What is Swave about
you
to say? Swave got a joke.
What's up, Swave?
You hear me?
Man, every time.
We hear you.
R.I.P is trash.
Damn, son.
We had to do that.
Oh.
How you gonna say that?
I'm trying to big up the women, and you over here.
Swave wildin'.
The challenge was dope. And we killed that shit.
Hey, let me ask you a question. How did they decide who was gonna have whose verse was gonna be 4 bars or 2 bars?
But that's why I'm about to break it down to you.
I thought Mickey was rolling a blunt.
I
thought Mickey was rolling a blunt.
Let me break it down. So how it was all supposed to go was everybody was supposed to do 2 bars, right?
Some people can't count bars, right? Some people can't count bars, right?
So we all sent in the video at different times. So we sent 2 bars, and then we realized 2 bars was just not enough to do the 2 looks, the bad look and the transition. So we was like, all right, cool. We got to do at least 4 bars, and it's gonna be good. We do 2 bars with the regular clothes, 2 bars with the popping shit on. Bet.
Right.
Lady Luck sends her shit in first. Lady Luck got a whole 16, my nigga. Like, yo, what? Yo, and then in her first look, she looked good, and then her second look, she looked better. I'm like, yo, look, no, this is not how the challenge is supposed to go. You're supposed to look raggedy. Her first look, her face was beat. She had the makeup on. We like, bitch, you ain't wake up like that. What the fuck? Nah. So we actually made Luck do it over, and we let her keep the 8 bars because it was really dope. It was fire, and we didn't want to take nothing from it. But she definitely had to change the look because there was no way I was up there looking raggedy and you was looking good twice. No way. So
it kind of got it low key worked for me because it kind of got my attention because it had me looking like, yo, what the fuck is happening? And then I'm like, okay, it's about to be maybe 6 of y'all, and then it just kept going and kept going and kept going.
Yes. So it kind of
somebody had 3 outfits.
Where the fuck got Doug? Why did only? I can't even remember her name right now. Why is she the only one that got 2 outfits on?
That's what I just said that. Yeah.
Who? Lady Red?
Lady Red. Somebody had 3 outfits.
She was trying to do her own thing. It was like we all
she
had
look like the worm from MIBs.
Yo,
look like the worm, the
come on,
Sever,
come on.
Yeah, Swave in his bag.
Yo.
I don't give a fuck right now, bro.
Swave is going off.
Restore
hey, bro.
What?
Hey, just
come
go
on,
like
Swave.
this,
Why you gonna
bro?
do it like that? Come on, Swave.
Do this.
So we all had our own like creative way to do whatever we did, whatever. Like we it wasn't strict rules. The only strict rules was 4 bars, and Lady Luck just didn't do it. So we was like, all right, I was like, yo, Lady Luck, you the only one with 8 bars. You know what I mean? You the OG in this shit anyway, so it's good that you set it off. Blah 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 blah. So we all agreed we was gonna do 4 bars. Then Miss Hustle called me like, yo, Fit, we should do 6. Now I'm like, what you mean? She was like, we should do 6 since Bonnie not gonna be out of it, because Bonnie was going through something. We wasn't sure if she was gonna make it. So then I was like, fuck it, I'll do 2 bars and then we'll match it up. Like, just make sure what you say match with what I say. So then I did 6 bars, she did 6 bars. Then we sent it to my verse so she could edit it up. Then my verse ain't say shit the whole time until the final project came out, and she had a whole 8. We like, yo, my verse, what the fuck? How you got 8? 4 in English and 4 in Spanish.
That was fire.
Everything.
It was fire though.
Nah, it was
fire.
It was super fire. She killed that shit. So I was like, it actually all worked out to make sense. Like everything, even from us saying the name before when we handed it off to the bottle, and for us to use the water bottle, how that shit is like a staple in battle rap. Like everybody knows that water means everything in battle rap.
Right.
Niggas ain't got suits, man.
2 waters to the stage.
These niggas ain't got no fucking suits, nigga.
Hold on.
Ain't got no suit.
Hold on. Because I got one suit. I got one suit for court and funerals. So I fall into that category, bro. I fall into that category.
Now I clean up nice. I clean up nice.
I could do it when I feel like it, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Who had the best transformation?
Yo, I actually really enjoyed Shayna Ashley's. She caught me off guard.
I got a question for you.
Who had the worst?
I don't know, man. I thought they was all beautiful, B.
Yeah.
I tell you nobody. So everybody agrees Shayna Ashley had the best transformation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought, like, I didn't expect that. I was like, oh, she got laced up. She got laced up. Because it was like, oh, that was the one that caught my eye at first. But, I mean, I think
Mav does not agree. Mav does not agree. Look at his face.
No comment.
I think my verse killed it because she did English and Spanish.
I got a question.
Yeah, my verse was dope, too.
Yeah, he said transformation, though, not bars.
Y'all hear me?
Now, what you
say?
Swave?
Hey, Misfit.
Yo.
R.I.P verse was hot.
Oh my gosh. Yo, he's wilding. Yo, Swave don't care about nobody.
Yo, you the worst. I think they all did what they had to do for the Don't Rush challenge. It was a fucking challenge.
You know what? Listen, y'all on wildin'.
Get on my damn nerves.
So there was two challenges and 40 bars wasn't in not one of them. How y'all feel about that?
That's not true. That's not true. One. She was in the first one.
She was in the. Oh, she is in the first. Pardon me. I'm sorry. I'm out again.
Yeah. Nah, she was in the first one.
Hey, call. Hey, call.
What up, Swave?
Hey, yo, R.I.P.
What is wrong with you, son? What is
wrong
with you, son?
I'm so fucked up.
Listen, man, RX is fan, man. You heard? You heard? She part of the movement. She doing her thing.
I hear that.
You versus RX in the next social distance this way? You'll take her in the next social distance?
You gonna take that battle?
What happened?
I actually
social distance. Part 2. You gonna take it?
With who?
RX.
She got that. She got
it. She got it?
Why not battle RX?
She got it.
Man, RX gonna fuck you up. That's what she's on.
The shit was
your ass,
dope.
break your glasses, nigga.
Nah, damn.
No, actually, the dudes that made the original song hit me up.
Oh, what?
That's how dope it was.
Put that together.
Get flued out.
Huh?
You put that together?
I think it was a collective thing. We all bring different things to the table. Like the first person who
Debo mad.
People was mad. People was mad.
You had smack instead of Debo, B.
People was mad about it. It was some salt thrown on the situation, but
I know Debo ain't like that.
You gotta expect that. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it wasn't really nothing malicious that we did on purpose. It was just simply somebody had access to Smack at the time, got a video, and that was it. You know what I mean? We didn't really think too much into this shit.
Yo, Swave, I did a trailer tonight when I was cooking. The song's called Recipe. And I made sure to tape all of the cooking I did so niggas could see the rhymes along with the cooking, because you not messing with me with cooking, Swave. That's all I had to really say.
Both of you niggas that get watched. Come on back.
It's good to see some men in the kitchen.
Man, what?
Don't get me started. Don't get me started, man.
What's up?
Don't get me started.
What's up?
He done ducked me. He done ducked me in the chicken wing competition. So,
yo, man, if you're not ready for the chicken wing competition, you really not ready for it. You keep talking about regular wings. You know, bro, you're not ready for it. Like I told you, like me and you, we gotta get on like a Zoom conference. I'm gonna show you what we do. We do like bacon cheddar baked wings. We do donut wings. We do croissant wings. You talking about Hennessy wings? You still stuck in the hood? You still stuck in the hood? You still on the corner? Yo, talk to your man. Talk to your man. We take it. We turn it up. We turn it up.
All right.
Hey,
I hear all this talking. I hear all this talking.
I watched this nigga Swave make pancakes one at a time for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I got one question.
This nigga Swave made a pancake at a time. This nigga made 100 pancakes in Orlando, dog. This nigga made 1 million. The bitches was good, though.
One question. How do y'all like y'all steak cooked?
I don't eat meat.
Medium.
Pancake was
medium.
Because if any
it depends on the cut.
Done, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about.
It depends on the cut.
Exactly.
No,
it depends on the cut.
Medium.
It depends on the cut.
If it's
served medium well.
That's the only way I'm eating my steak. You're not gonna kill that shit twice.
Talk about it.
You're not going. When you order your steak well done, they give you the worst piece of steak they can find in the kitchen. They be like,
they give
that
you
one.
butt.
Yeah, give me that one.
That's funny.
All right, shit. I got to slide, y'all. Just talking to y'all.
You out of here?
Yeah, I'm out.
Yo, Quest, we got to get Quest back on. Just to talk regular. Damn.
Yeah, man. Stay up, stay free.
Facts. Stay home. Stay home, man. Stay home. Rest in peace to Fred once again.
Definitely, man.
My heart goes out to his family, his wife, his daughter. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Yo, you know what though? You know what makes me a little nervous? Cause I have asthma. I don't really have it bad no more because I feel like martial arts did a lot for me as far as cardio.
Right.
But every now and then, like when the weather switch up, allergy season, you know what I mean? I might get have to use my pump every now and then. But one time I was at an event. I forgot what event it was. Tyson, stop playing and go to bed. And, you know, I had a little shortage of breath and I used my pump real quick, right? And Fred saw me. He saw me use my pump. And he go, yo, Swave, I didn't know you had asthma. I said, yeah, my shit's mild, but, you know, felt the little need real quick. He said, damn, you just use your pump in the open like that? And I was just like, yeah, nigga. He was just like how he got it, but he don't like using this shit in front of people.
Right.
And I was my nigga, it's a fucking like, you know, I don't be giving a fuck, but you know.
Yeah. That's nothing to be ashamed about.
This shit really, I know that was one of his underlying ailments that this shit probably attached itself to.
Right.
You know?
Nah, that shit is scary.
Nervous.
That shit is
scary. I'm asthmatic.
Right. Just know you got asthma though, Swave. Does it worry you even more?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. It makes it adds to the worry. It does. It does.
But I try not to.
I feel like my asthma is under control, and I don't really have fits. You know what I mean? I don't really have asthma attacks and shit. Like I said, it'd be like changing in the weather shit that make my shit, or the pollen. I'm allergic to pollen. So when the allergies hit, my shit might act up a little bit.
Right.
Other than that, I don't get asthma attacks from running long distance or, you know what I mean, heavy activity. I don't get asthma attacks from playing ball or fighting, or I don't get that type of shit.
Right.
But I'll get, like, I'm allergic to cats. If I get around cats, it'll fuck with me. You know what I mean? Pollen, it'll fuck with me. Changing of the weather, it'll fuck with me. You know what I mean? One time I was on tour with Technique and we was in Denver. And if you ever been to Denver, the air out there is wild because you high, you in the mountains.
Yeah,
my
it's
first
thin.
time in Denver, I felt like I was going to die. I ain't going to lie. The air
That's
was
crazy.
wild. The air quality was different. But it took a while to get used to. Because now I could go there and not feel that. But my first time there, I was like, oh, wait, something wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? I went to the pharmacy and bought a Primatine Mist. And that shit helped out.
Right.
But the air quality in Denver fucked me up my first time there. My lungs was like, oh, what's going on?
Well, that's why I don't really like to work out like intensively, because I've had asthma since I was a kid, and I literally take albuterol and steroids every day, and I smoke.
Yeah, you got it too?
Yeah, I've been had asthma forever, but like it's not like the last asthma attack I got was working out. That's why it be scaring me to do like mad cardio and shit, because I was trying to do insanity, that shit. And that shit fucked me up. Like, I couldn't breathe.
P90X?
I was dying. Like, no, like, it's, and then, you know, had the issue with the lungs and shit. But, like, as long as you keep your shit on you, that's how I feel like. I be like, yo, at least, as long as my pump is with me at all times, I feel a little safer.
Mental, too.
Yeah.
That's mental.
Yeah, because I'm mad fucking dramatic. When I get sick, I'll be like, oh, shit, I'm finna die. So when I can't breathe, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm dying. So the panic and not being able to breathe, that shit adds to it. Just staying calm and shit. But that's why I'm like, there's people still at work.
I leave my pump home on purpose. I don't
that's
like
not
that.
Good, bro. Don't do that.
No, but this is what I'm saying by mental. Because sometimes when I have my pump,
you overuse it.
It's like, when I don't have it and I feel that sensation coming on and I'm like, damn, I don't got my pump. I do little shit to fight through it, though. I breathe lighter. I drink water. You know what I mean? And it just put my mind at ease to make me feel like I ain't got to always rely on this fucking pump. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't I got it, because it makes you paranoid if you feel like you got to rely on the pump and then the time you don't have it and you feel that feeling, you like, oh my God, I don't like that feeling, bro. So instead, I'll leave my pump home on purpose, and if I get that feeling, it's already in my head. Well, I ain't got my pump, so what I'm gonna do? All right, well, let me slow down, let me breathe light, let me drink some water.
Right. I used to use the machine so often. The machine shit. I used it so often when I was younger that I couldn't go to sleep without that sound of the machine going off. So I used to legit just have it on, just because I was so used to the sound. That's just
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
My mom used to be like, "Yo, you gotta get off this." Like,
I gotta say though, I think that I know it's scary to work out because your last asthma attack was from that, but I think it will help. It'll definitely help. You know what I'm saying? If you keep yourself in a certain condition, right. But at the same time, you gotta kind of push the limits to kind of expand where you're comfortable at.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
But like I said, martial arts helped me with my asthma. And growing up in the dojo, we used to have this thing where we be like, yo, where's your limit at? And then the moment you realize your limit, we push past.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So we used to test ourselves. Start off with 100 push. 100 be our main number. And in the beginning, you come in the dojo, you a white belt. You hear niggas say, yo, give me 100 push-ups. Niggas is like, yo.
What?
They'll get down. But the fact that you get down and you try, you may get to 40. But that 40 means, okay, that's your okay, give me 10 more.
Right.
You can do it. Come on, Fake, give me 10 more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now you pushing past your
limit.
Then after a while, what's gonna happen is that 40 gonna become light. Oh, that ain't nothing. All right, give me 60.
Right.
Next thing you know, you busting out 60, no problem. All right, give me 75.
Word.
Do 75. Give me 2 more. Give me 1 more. You know what I mean? Push past.
Yeah.
Never stop on. When we finally got to the 100, give me 110.
This nigga Mav had me doing push-ups.
Yeah, all of us.
Mav doing jail push-ups.
So I'm doing jail push-ups.
Yeah. Yo, I'm like, I'm talking to my girl like, yo, babe, how he putting his hands like in front of his chest? I'm like, oh my God, struggling. But then, I started to do it like the next day, and I was like, oh shit, the next set seemed a lot easier than than what I did the last time because my shit was hurt. But then I'm like, all right, cool. It feel better. It do make you feel way better.
That's a beautiful thing about the body, how you can push it in a direction, and it's like, yo, I'm not feeling this. I'm not. Oh shit. Okay, we ain't got no choice. Build a muscle so this motherfucker can get this done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And no matter how far you push it, it's gonna keep doing that. It's just gonna adapt, keep adapting to whatever you put it in. And
a lot of people,
I think that
a lot of people get scared of the pain. That's saying no pain, no gain. That shit is real.
That's real.
You gotta endure that.
Real. Endure it.
when your muscles rip, that only means that you making space for them to grow. You understand me?
Right.
But when they rip, that shit hurt like a bitch. You ever work out to get that stiff arm where you
Yeah.
can't move your
When your joint just stuck like this, it's just stuck. Ain't nothing you could do.
Like
it's just stuck.
Even when you try to sleep, you ever try to get that comfortable position to sleep with that shit, bro? That shit be like, yo, oh, this shit crazy.
Yeah.
But that's your muscle expanding. That means it's working.
I caught rhabdomyolysis before. You know what that is?
That's that shit where you get the knot, the lump in your shit.
Nah. It's when you work out, but you don't drink enough water. So it's like you dehydrated, and your muscles start to break down. The fibers start to leak in your blood, and it feel like needles all over your body, son. Shit crazy.
Yeah, I never had that before. That shit sound crazy.
Yeah.
And anytime I go to do anything, bro, give me that water. Give me that water.
This nigga Knowledge is smoking again. Look at him high in the seat. That nigga fucked up. No
Facts.
haircut. Nigga looking crazy right now.
This nigga, he averaging a 10-minute nap every episode now, son.
I don't sleep, man. I be in the zone. You bugging, man.
Yo, you be half the comments. When I premiere an episode, they be like, look at now, sleep. This nigga sleep right now.
Nah, my eyes just look closed, man. Yo, I was gonna say too. You know, I never shouted Drew and Swave out too, man. Y'all niggas leading the game in this shit, man. As far as battlers and OGs in this shit that came, and you know, from Restore the Order, in my expert opinion, I just love the fact that, you know, and y'all share the same space, build with each other, everything like that. It's just like it's still love, and it's like that shit is dope. Just to show niggas what's like, I guess, could be other steps, and you know what I'm saying. So salute to y'all, man. You know what I'm saying.
Salute to you, Swave. I love that you incorporate music in what you're doing too, bro. Like you showing a love to the battle rappers' music and all that. I like that shit. Yo,
the fuck
stuck
going on?
Yeah, this is technical difficulties episode. Crazy. I think we could shut it down, bro. I think we shut it down. All right. Yo, final words. Say it again, Sway. Say that again.
I said my phone bugging out.
Yeah, everybody phone bugging out right now, son.
I don't know why. Everybody should seem regular to mine.
That's that Long Island connection, son.
You feel me?
It
ain't like 5 people using Wi-Fi on your block right now. Just 5.
That T-Mobile LTE, man, holla at me.
You know what I'm saying?
No, don't holla at you. You're not the plug, Fit. You're not the plug I thought you was. You're not the plug I thought you was.
My boy, I don't work in the store, man. I can't help you.
Still, bro, like, come on, son. Point me in the right direction. Call one of the people you manage and be like, yo, hook my brother up.
I gave you a list. I gave you a list of stores you could go to that I run.
Son, you gave me a list of stores in Brooklyn and Queens where Corona is the most lit, bro.
I don't run no stores in Manhattan. What you want me to do?
Yo, pull some strings. Call a Manhattan spot. Be like, look, I'm the regional manager of Brooklyn and Queens. I'm just reaching out. You know what I'm saying? It's a big deal right here. It's a big deal.
Math Hoffa. They gonna be like, oh, okay. My opinion. We got you. Heard.
Then they gonna be like, yo, wait, this misfit? Oh shit.
They gonna give you a next tell.
Yo, you be surprised. Everywhere I go, like everywhere I go at work and shit, they be like, what the fuck? Like, what you doing here? Type shit.
Right.
And they be like, oh, you know, so like you a rep and shit. I'm like, nah, man. You know, I'm the boss. I'm like, what?
Yeah, right. The boss. I'm the boss. Andy Boss. Yo, I had to work a job for a little while because this shit wasn't doing everything. So I was working with this promotions and marketing and shit like that. But sometimes I'll be part of the team on the street.
Mm-hmm.
So it was wintertime. So what I would do is just tie my scarf around my face. And just be out there. So I'll be the one ninja worker. Nobody know, everybody at work with me know. But other people like, yo, why is this guy's face tied? I was like, nah, niggas been catching me slipping, son.
Yeah. And I bet you probably had a fucking math fucking hat on though.
Nah, I did it. Everything was the company shit.
You was incognito.
Somebody told on me though, because some dude stopped me one day and he was like, yo, I know who you is. I just wanted to say salute. I was like, how the fuck does nigga know who I am, son? Who told, son? Somebody told, son.
Yo.
I was tight.
Nah, man. I to be honest, I don't really be caring. At this point. Only because it's I would be stupid to care. At the level I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
For me, it's all about the benefits, and what I get from it. You know what I'm saying? Especially that they support my lifestyle so much. You know what I mean? Just everything, down to the insurance. That's really what's important to me. You know what I mean? Shit securing the future bag and kind of just investing in myself and shit like that. Because it would be different if I couldn't control my schedule. I can never work where it's I can't do nothing. It's yo, I can never do nothing. But as long as I can move around and still do my rap shit, and shit, I feel like it hasn't interfered with that. I feel like I would only get rid of a job if it interfered with the dream. You know what I mean?
Right.
But this is what finances the dream, to be honest. You know what I mean? So it's but somebody told me once that if I continue to do that, I could never put 100% into my dream.
I was just about to ask you. So what happens the day when you get the phone call? Yo, we got a situation. This is what they offering. Are you gonna be okay with letting that go? Because I know a lot of people get comfortable, get real comfortable with knowing that check is coming. That check is coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, if I ever got the call, I'm just gonna take LOA, which is leave of absence. I still get paid for a year, and I ain't gotta go to work. Benefits, baby, benefits.
So you just gonna pursue the dream for a year?
No, in a year, I should know if I could pay my bills, my G. I should know. If I can't pay my bills in a year, then something gotta give. This ain't the dream then if I can't pay my bills. You know
what's the craziest job you ever had?
Maybe when I was 14, I would say I worked delivering movie videos. It was a deliver blockbuster type shit. That was my first job ever. That shit didn't last. I worked there for a week. But that's how bad it was.
You was I'm gonna try this.
Nah.
I'm gonna try this.
So I got my first check after that week, and I'm like, nah, this can't be light.
Nah, this ain't it. This ain't it.
I'm gonna have to holler at y'all. So I took mad movies and I dipped.
Right.
Took their whole catalog, B.
And just skated.
I'm gonna get all the fucking collector's item shits, and I'm out. Nigga, Scarface.
I always had a problem with working for other people. So I always felt like, and Steve Harvey said this, to quote Steve Harvey, why are you in charge of me? You know what I'm saying? Looking at my boss, I feel like I'm smarter than you. Why are you in charge of me? I can't, this don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But see, there's some people, I think there's some people that work to work, right? And they're worker bees, right? And that's all they'll ever be. They're always just gonna work for somebody, and they're always gonna stay at the bottom of the totem pole. But then I think there's people that work to build so that they can leave. You know what I'm saying?
My cousin is like that. He don't got no problems with working a job as long as he can take his money and do other shit with it.
Yes. So it's like, for me, it's not an ego thing, because it's like, I could choose to say, you know what, I'ma quit. I'ma just be a rapper, a battle rapper, media, whatever I choose to be, which is cool. Right. But I just feel like I need an extensive amount of money to be happy. That's just me, right? Maybe that makes me a fucking douchebag, but it makes me happy to know that I can get up and go to Spain just because I feel like it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, even like in the battle industry, like when people be like, oh, you got a job, I'll be like, yo, like, I could take $500,000 and buy something if I wanted. You can.
Right.
You can. Right. So it's nothing nobody can ever tell me. You know what I mean?
Right,
but I feel like if you don't plan on doing nothing with it, and you don't got a plan, then that's kind of where it becomes scary. Where it's like, damn, because sometimes I even think to myself, like, all right, am I in a position where I need to be to remove myself from the situation? You know what I'm saying? Right. And sometimes I get caught in that, no, I want more. And I think that's my problem. Like, knowing when to
You think that's a problem?
Yeah. Like, knowing when to pull out. Because, like, that's when you get stuck in that working for somebody else shit. You know?
Yo, knowing when to pull out has been my problem for years.
Yeah, we know, man. We know. You know what I mean? But like, when is enough? You know what I mean?
Right.
Enough for you to be like, all right, I've accumulated enough money and credit and things I need to kind of build my own shit. And just kind of just depend on that, you know?
Right.
And that's scary, you know, to just depend on something to go from the dirt up. You know what I mean?
Right. You're really dependent on yourself.
You are. I think it's a mixture of things, though. Like, for instance, people who started a business last month. You know what I mean? That can't be good. You know what I mean? There's anomalies we can't account for.
From what I understand, Calico's going through it right now because he invested in a strip club, and of course.
Exactly. That's why I feel like certain backup plans, like I need an A, I need a B, I need a C, I need a D, E, F, G. That's why, I'm a battle rap. I'm going to make tracks. I'm going to do media. I'm going to do everything because one of these shits is going to hit. You know what I'm saying? Right. And if it, something got to hit. And at least I know if shit don't work out, like there's a plan where I could still provide for my family. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they still be all right. Because, I come from a crib, like, my mom never worked a day in her life. You know what I mean? Like, right. But she don't got to work. You know what I mean? So it's like, I like that lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Nah, shit.
Yeah.
Nah, I fuck with that. I've always felt like I like the pressure of putting myself in a position where this has to work. It's like there was a Spartan army. I think it was the Spartan army. They went to invade this place, and just to make sure that they were successful, the general burned their boats so they couldn't go back. So it was either we gonna take this shit over or that's that. Right. I kind of like that pressure where it's like I gotta do it.
Yeah.
Or else. You know what I mean?
Right. I think that's a big motivator, obviously. It's all or nothing. All or nothing.
All or nothing.
And I think that builds strong character, I do.
Yeah.
I think it builds resilience. I think I like working with people like that. Like, when I hire people, I look for that. Like I don't look for people with a great resume. Like, oh yeah, I'm great in calculus, and I'll be like, pass.
You might be. They might be an asshole to be around for 8 hours every day.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I look for dudes that come in like, yo, I've been on the block, and I'm fucking hungry. Like I need to eat. Like I'm dying out here, and I'll be like, all right, I throw you a life jacket, but now make it work. You know what I mean? Those be the best people that work for me. To this day, everybody I've hired has come from nothing. And now they have great lives. And they thank me every day. Like, they be like, yo, you took me in when nobody would hire me. They would look at they would look at me. Like, one dude came in with Tim's. And everybody was sitting on him. Like, oh, he didn't even have the decency to wear shoes.
He might not have it.
I'm like, yo, what if he didn't have shoes? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just told him, I said, look, I'm going to hire you. Don't fucking make me look bad, bro. Like, make it happen.
Right.
And we're going to get you some shoes. You're going to have all the Timbs you want in life, nigga. Just make it work.
Chris Gardner got hired without a shirt.
Oh, word?
The dude from the Pursuit of Happiness. The movie is based on, like all that really happened. Like he really went into the interview for a stockbroker, an investment firm, and he had no shirt. And they hired him. Right. He ended up becoming one of the partners. That's dope.
Correct. And it's like dope. You got to think of what that person had to even endure. Because they if they have some kind of sense, they know people gonna look at you crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you had to take that yourself and be like, yo,
I'm gonna do it anyway.
I gotta do it anyway. Like, and that's that resilience that I think it feels like that all or nothing what you were speaking about. And I respect that. And I feel like I work very well with those people because I can see it, I respect it, and it just makes me wanna it inspires me to work harder, just seeing what they could do,
Right. Right. Now, I didn't always have this mentality. There were times where I could have went to a meeting with hip hop from Rockefeller that was set up by Kanye West. A meeting set up by Kanye West with hip hop. And my job was like, we can't give you the day off.
And what'd you do?
I went to work because I felt like I had to take care of my son. I couldn't take the risk. You know what I'm saying? And I regret that to this day. I regret it, bro.
You know what's funny? When I started doing this shit, like, because I remember being young, I tried to start a different company before this called Key Light Production, which I ended up getting up and running eventually. But when we did Hip Hop Is Real, I remember working when I first started doing this shit, I remember I got fired from my job where I was working at a lab, and I was getting some good money or whatever. I did some programs so I could get paid, but I really didn't want to do it. But I ended up forcing them to fire me, and that was when they was giving unemployment for 2 years. So I went on 2 years just getting unemployment bread, doing other shit on the side, and just straight pursuing my dream in a sense of being an entrepreneur, a business owner. Because I'm not working. I ended up having to eventually, I did mad years without not working. You know what I'm saying? Probably 4 or 5 years. But when my daughter was born, that was the first time I was like, you know what?
Felt like, no, I gotta go.
And then I let a lot of shit I was doing on the side go that I was getting money doing that I just was like, I just don't feel like dealing with a lot of this shit. And it was like, once I focused in on just what I had to do, I was like, I'm gonna get a job and focus on my business. And every time anything happened, and even back then, when I've worked before, I would always leave my job. I would tell my manager. I remember being on a lunch break and Goods hit me up, and it's like my first or second time getting Goods or something, and he's like, yo, I'm in the Bronx, come right now. And I'm at work, and it's 11:30, and I'm like, yo, I'm taking lunch, and I would never come back to work until the next day. And I'm like, yo, my house caught on fire. I keep making shit up, and I started leaving so consistently that any job I would have, I would normally get fired because I come in with a nice guy like, hey, I really need this. Please help me. I'll be the best worker. And I usually do it, but it's like my heart is really at doing this. So I'm really, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you a job. You like fire me, my nigga. Give me unemployment. You know how we do. I talk to my bosses and they usually fuck with me every time. They be like, yo, yeah, go ahead, do what you do. Because I'll be at work, setting up interviews, doing blogs, doing, you know what I'm saying? All at work. So it's like, for me, it was like, yeah, it is like kind of all or nothing. It's like I'm putting everything into what I do. Like, you know what I'm saying? I did that
a couple times. I did that with Swave in the morning. I did it twice.
Yeah,
so they tell me the day before. They told me the day before, like probably like 3 a.m.
Right.
Like, yo, Swave in the morning at 8 o'clock, and I'm like, what?
Word.
That's 5 hours from now.
Guess I'm not going to work.
Yo, that's it.
That's
it. Sorry, buddy. I did that every time for Swave in the morning, like, and then I'm on the radio. It's like, yeah, Misfit Murderhead, you already know what it is.
Yeah. Missing work.
Like, fuck that.
Missing work.
I did
That's my manager.
I did that for a meeting we had with Tidal. We had a meeting with Tidal. I did that in a meeting with Rock Nation. Like anything like that, yo, it's over. Like,
yeah, so like your dream always comes first.
Nothing else matters, bro. Nothing else matters. Like, because you see the end of the tunnel when you get those calls. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
TRL. I did that shit for TRL. Everything.
That's fire.
But the cool thing, right? And I always feel like honesty is the best policy, even with 9-to-5s. Like every job I ever had, I always told them, listen, I'm Misfit first. I'm great at anything I do. I'm going to work and I'm going to be great. But every time there's a situation that Misfit has to be a part of, that's priority. And I feel like everyone has respected that. Like, legit. Like, I don't be lying. I don't be like, oh, like I'm sick. I'll be like, nah, nigga, I gotta go see Sway. I'm out. I'm a holla at y'all niggas, B.
Nah, my jobs will never respect none of that.
Nah, it was like, yo,
fuck.
I just
didn't give a fuck about none of that.
Tell them. You know what I'm saying? Fuck them niggas. I used to be like, man.
But yeah, it depends on the job you have. You know what I mean?
I'll be good.
Like, when I don't show up, I just gotta be like, you know, I gotta let other people know, like, yo, you just got covered. Like, hold me down. Right. And they're people I hired. So it's not like they gonna be like, no.
They're not. They're not. Gotta do this. She hired me with the Timbs. She hired me with the Timbs. I gotta do it. Yo, but shout out to everybody out there that's chasing the dream. Again, we don't want to forget that one of our brothers who chased the dream and saw it realized before his eyes, heard the gods, passed away of COVID-19.
Yes. Yeah. Praise up.
One of the greatest lyricists I ever heard in my life. That dude.
Praise up.
Facts.
Put some words together for real.
Good friend, good father. I'm gonna spend the rest of the night playing his music, man. And if you're a fan of Fred, buy his album. If you ain't buy it before, just buy it. Just buy it. Buy album, mixtape, whatever he got out there. Just show that support, man. Show that support, because that money is definitely gonna go to his family. You know what I'm saying? So rest in peace, Fred.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace, Fred.
Everybody stay safe, please.
Wish you was here to make me nervous about laying the verse. Wish you was here to make me nervous about laying the verse. But we gonna see our way through this. For everybody that's listening, it's not the end of the world. We transitioning into a different type of world, and just stay strong, and you will be here when the smoke clears. All right.
Let's get it, man. You already know.
Love y'all, my G.
Love. All right.
Peace.
Well, hello, Mr. Midnight. Excuse me, I apologize. Mr. Mello. So we're here to discuss your rap addiction?
Listen, I go to sleep spitting, I wake up spitting, while sitting, I find myself spitting.
Okay.
Man, I'm always spitting, whether freestyle or written. I think I need an intervention. Oprah, you listening?